gonna do right now, I'm gonna be telling you about the province of Alberta. So let's start this. Alberta is a province located in Canada. It's in the western side of Canada, and the capital of the province is Edmonton. It borders BC to the west, Northwest Territories to the north, Saskatchewan to the east, and a U.S. state known as Montana to the south. Next, the history. Well, the history of Alberta is kind of complicated, so that's why I found a little shorter one. So basically, there were some indigenous tribes who lived there for a long time, and then the Europeans decided to go there and settle. And settle there, and then there was a conflict.
I see.
And I don't know what the conflict was about, but there was a conflict. And then, in September 1st, 1905, Alberta became a province of Canada. Also Saskatchewan too. And another thing was that in 1947, there was a discovery of oil. Game changer. Anyways, that's the history of Alberta. Now, we're going to look at the national animal. The national animal of Alberta is known as the Rocky Mountain Bighorn sheep. And it was adopted in 1989, August 15. And the national bird of Alberta is, well, they actually don't have a national bird. But the provincial bird of Alberta is the great horned owl. Or is the great horned owl. Check in Google. And also, the national flower of Alberta is the wild rose. The wild rose was adopted in 1930 for their floral coat of arms. And let's get on to the flag. The flag of Alberta, I'll tell you the meanings. So the blue background represents the open skies in Alberta. Well, the St. George's Cross is a British symbol, and it's also in the British flag. And the mountain, and there's also a scene going on here where there's the mountains on the sky, and there's the hills, the prairies, and some crops. And each thing up here represents one thing about Alberta. So like the Rocky Mountains to the west of their border with British Columbia. And that's almost it for Alberta. Finally, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, you know how did they get their shield?
Okay.
They got the shield to put it on their flag. They got the shield from their original coat of arms, which was adopted in 1989 too. And you know when the current flag of Alberta was adopted? It was adopted in 1968. And finally, we're gonna have to look at the population. The population of Alberta is 4.8 million, as it's close to 5 million. And also, I forgot to mention, but in the map, Alberta is also a landlocked province. And Alberta is also one of the prairies. The other two prairies are Saskatchewan and Manitoba. And I heard something about Alberta. Alberta is also commonly known as the Texas of Canada. And why are they called the Texas of Canada? Well, one reason is that Texas wants independence from the United States. They're the only state that can legally get their independence. Well, Alberta Alberta wants the same thing as Texas, their own sovereignty and independence from Canada. And those are some interesting facts. Oh yeah, another fact I know about Alberta is that Alberta has dinosaur fossils. They have lots of dinosaur fossils. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Click the like button and subscribe. And the next province we're going to be learning is British Columbia. And see you in British Columbia.